Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joy Eneghalu. A good number of you here know me. Apologies for the noise. I live by the roadside, so you're going to be hearing cars, going and coming, and sometimes you hear some people's voices as well. Right. So today I want to talk to you about moving to the UK, right? And this is me pretty much sharing my experience. Just sitting by my side here is my friend Precious. But I mean, if Precious was to talk to you about moving to the UK, right? In as much as she understands, what it takes to move to the UK, her experience is she has a very different and unique experience. And that's because she came into the UK through a scholarship, right? So, but unlike me, I'm fully funded or the fully self-funded. Um, and one of the big reasons why I did not go for, certain scholarships was because it's required that I return back to Nigeria. Of course, that was not the goal for me to return to Nigeria, right? So I didn't want to put in for that scholarship. But of course, there are scholarships that allow you to come to Nigeria and stay, to come to the UK and stay, all right? So today I'm going to be talking to you about moving to the UK, especially through the education route. Now, you may be asking yourself, I mean, education is expensive because there's school fees and all of that. Don't worry, I'm going to speak to you about all those things and pretty much just show you how you go about it, okay? So before we get started, I'm in a party and I would like to know those I'm partying with. So please let me know your name and where you're watching from or where you're listening from, okay? I see Faith Obafemi, I know Faith. I see Ricky, I see Yemisi Alabi, I see Larry Leo, I see who else again is here? Choma Iyama, I see you. I hope I pronounced that right. You never got to teach me how to pronounce your new name. Who else again? Prince Aquarando, I see you. Let me see. Harold, I see you as well. Who else? Who else? Ifeanyi SP, I see you. Joy, Kika, Vivian Oranya, my people, there are plenty here. I see all of you. Busola Ajala, my able lawyer, I see you. Who else again? Opayemi. Thank you so much, guys, for for sharing and with your network and actually joining this call. So I just go ahead and share my screen. I'm still waiting for people to tell me where you're watching from. Oh, thank you. Yay, good. Okay. Where do we get this? Please just bear with me. Good. So I'm going to be presenting and you're going to let me know if you can see my screen. Please let me know in the comment section if you can see my screen clearly. Plex, and plex, let me know. Please, I'm waiting for your responses. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. Good, amazing stuff. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All right. So we'll just dive right into this. How to move to the UK, to the United Kingdom. So I'm going to start with why the UK is one of the best options because, I mean, there's Germany, there's Australia, there's Estonia, there's Luxembourg, there is Canada, right? So, but why did I fight head on, insist on the UK? For me, because it was really easy. I knew that it was easy to get visa as a student. I mean, the chances are 98%. The other 2% is most likely maybe a mistake from you, most likely, if there's a mistake with maybe documenting your passport or maybe your proof of funds and all those things. Aside that, it is almost 100% chance that you're going to get your visa and move, right? And right now, because of the new policies now on ground, you can actually stay in the UK for 2 years after study, right? And you can actually even, apply to upgrade your visa from a student visa to another visa, something that allows you to stay. Please, can we all mute ourselves, please? Thank you. If you're not speaking, for now, I'm the only one allowed to speak. Good. So it allows you to stay 2 years after study. Most of the schools in the UK do not collect or ask you to pay admission fees when applying. I applied to about 4 schools in Sweden last year, and I paid application fees, admission fees. And I did not get admission to any of those 4 schools. 4 of them rejected me. So you can imagine. And then the amazing thing is that the UK has, options for different visas, right? Different stuff. So you can come in through school, you can come in through work. If you want to even come in through marriage, it's your choice. Do you get? So excuse me. The UK also has options as well for jobs. One of the biggest questions I've gotten is, so how are you coping over there? What are you doing now? And I'm like, I'm known to have my digital skills, and I've done my research, and I've seen that, just by working from home, I've seen jobs of like £20 per hour. I've seen jobs of like £40 per hour. And as a student, I'm allowed to work 20 hours per week. So if I'm going to be earning, say, £400 per week, that's on £20 per hour. For 4 months, that's about £1,600. Right? And that's not bad for a start. The people who are working like £5 per hour, £8 per hour, right? So these are many of the reasons that one of my biggest motivation for even moving to the UK was, to be honest, I did not want to write IELTS exam. I was really, really, really stubborn about it. I did not want to write IELTS exam because I'm like, yo, you guys know that we speak English, right? Bloody hell, you colonized us. So why are you asking me to prove that I can speak English? Worse off, I studied mass communication, I was studying English. I did English language as a course. I did literature in English as a course. So what else do you want from me? And the good thing about the UK schools, when I applied, I let them know that I could speak English, yes. So I wrote this lengthy email for them, and they said, okay, that's good, but we need you to prove it. And I'm like, sure, what do you need from me? And they said, okay, we will need to see that you actually studied English language and you were taught in English language. So what I did was to send my WAEC results to them, stating that, oh, you can see that I had English, and it was a B, because they wanted a B. So I said it was a B, so I did good. I also sent them my my university transcripts. They could also see too that, oh, she did something that had to do with literature and all those things. So yeah, those were one of my biggest reasons, like the whole IELTS thing, right? Now, like I earlier mentioned, there are different routes that you can take to go to the UK. There's the work route, there's the marriage route. There's special visas like Tech Nation visa. We're definitely going to be having another session sometime next week on this whole Tech Nation visa. But for today, we are going to talk about the school route. Okay, the school route. Now, I just want us to be able to address some concerns that people have. Oh, you must have a 2-1 or a first class. Lies. Newsflash, I had a 2-2. And I even know someone that had a third class that is living now in the UK. He came in through school, yes, and he's doing amazingly well. So you must not have a first class, you must not have a 2-1. However, some courses actually and some schools actually specify that you must have a first class or a 2-1. Simply look for those courses that require a 2-2. Okay, so thankfully, courses like mine, I looked for courses in the marketing field, communication field, media field, you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's part of my background as well. So, excuse me, I want to take water. Yeah, so I was able to get that kind of course, right? And the second myth I want to bust is that you must not have all the money. People say, oh, you must have all the money. You know, I was speaking to someone today and he was like, yeah, I'm just planning myself. I need to have all of the money before I can start. Well, please do not wait to have all of the money. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Imagine if I had waited to get all of the money. By now, I wouldn't be out of Nigeria because I still wouldn't have all of the money. You know, of course, unless I'm able to have so much naira, you know, spilling over for me to be able to cover all of the expenses, right? Then the third thing is thinking that the school system is like that of Nigeria. That is absolutely wrong. To be honest, my interaction with a lot of these UK schools while I was applying really changed my mindset, you know, because I'm coming from a place where, I mean, for me to be able to communicate with somebody, like a rep, maybe in the admin, you know, the school admin, it will be so difficult, you know. I mean, personally, just for me to be able to get some of my documents, I have had to, you know, pay this person, bribe this person, do this person, and all those things, right? So thinking that the school system is like that of Nigeria is absolutely wrong. If you have any questions whatsoever, be it regards scholarship, be it as regards school fees, be it as regards, you know, if the school has any plan, you know, like job opportunity plan for their students, please ask. Send an email and ask. They will reply. Because let's look at it in this way. They're doing a business and they need your money, so they will give you good customer service, right? So please, by all means, ask them, relate with them. You know, that changed my mindset a whole lot, you know. Okay, so I mentioned that, I mean, it's really wrong for you to say, oh, you want to have all of the money, right? And why am I saying this? Why is this important? So the reason I'm saying this is this: number one, there may be a change in government, right? Right now, the UK government is actually setting, they're setting, you know, certain policies on ground as well. Right now, the current government, and that was one of the policies of what brought about the whole, okay, stay 2 years after school. Remember, before now, they would not allow us to stay, right? But now they allow us to stay 2 years. I'm predicting, personally, I'm predicting that in the next 2 or 3 years, they may take that back, you know, because I mean, it's understood. They need a lot of hands, people to work. I mean, it's almost the same problem in Canada right now, you know. They need people to come in here to be able to work and all those things. So you need to be able to take advantage of this window that is open, right? Another big reason your real enemy is this guy here, the exchange rate. And I'm going to show you my travel financial sheets. You know, I had to make a tracker to track all of the, you know, spendings I did while I was, you know, preparing. This is the real enemy here, the exchange rates. Because the more it keeps going up, the more nairas you are going to need to be able to meet up. That's the sad thing. So you need to be able to just, okay, this is the first step, take it, okay, done, tick. This is the next step, take it, done, tick. You know, that's how you're supposed to go through it. And then another reason is because the process may take longer. Some of my classmates experience some backlog. So for example, the visa takes pretty much about, is it 30 working days? 30 working days. No, it's not 30. I think it's about 15 for the visa. Yeah, so I think the visa is about 15 working days. Yes, it is 15 working days. I remember now. 15 working days, and some people experienced a backlog. I mean, some people even paid for super priority. I'm talking 900 and something pounds here extra for their visa to be out. And guess what? Super priority is supposed to take about 2 days, but it did not come out. It did not come out because of the backlog. So the UK is beginning to experience a backlog. Let's not forget that this is the backlog that Canada has been suffering since last year, and they are yet to recover from it till date, right? So you need to be able to take action as fast as possible. Now we're going to dive right into the meat of the matter. Just stay with me. Don't think in your heart that I'm dancing around. No, there is a reason I started with this foundation, right? To give you a full picture of the whole thing. So when I started, so last year was when I started, right? I started applying and I got my first admission from Bournemouth University sometime last year in October. It came on, I think it came on the 19th. It came on the 19th because I remember vividly, I was so excited that it came as, my personal birthday gift, right? But please, can we mute ourselves, please? Oh, so I got admission to the. Oh my goodness, who is this human being? Guys, please just hold on. I need to figure out who's speaking. Okay. Please just hold on a sec. I need to make somebody else a co-host. Good. Okay. So I had to apply to about 6 schools because one of the mistakes you don't want to make is putting all of your eggs in one basket, and it's not because you're losing focus or anything. No, you want to be able to have, so it's consider it a buffet. You want to be able to have options, right? And I'm going to show you the reason why you should have those options, because I'm very grateful. I mean, nobody even told me that, but I just saw myself doing it, and then I just got to understand that, okay, there is a reason I had to do this, okay? So I got admission to University of Westminster, London, Sunderland University, Bournemouth University, Cardiff University, which is my current school, University of Stirling, and University of Strathclyde, right? So I got admissions to these schools. And like I said, I'm going to show you why I eventually went for Cardiff University. And it's important that you pay attention because that is going to help you know how to actually choose a school, for yourself as well. So to apply to these schools, I ensured I had the following documents ready, okay? International passports. Please, please, and please, you can't be on this call and say, hey, I want to be able to travel out next year, and you do not have an international passport. You are joking. You are not even serious. You are seriously joking. You need to have an international passport. Like, I mean, that's like the most basics. Hello, that's the most basics that you should have. So your international passport, your personal statement, you have to be able to write this. Some schools call it statement of purpose, SOP, right? So it's pretty much an essay that you write, telling the school why they should pick you, why they should give you admission in their school, right? So, pretty much I wrote a winning one, thankfully. So you have to have your personal statement. Some schools will tell you, oh, not more than 1,000 words. Some schools will say, oh, not more than 1,000 characters. You need to be able to know the difference. They are not the same. 1,000 words and 1,000 characters are not the same. So you need to be able to know the difference. Google Docs is a big tool I used. Simply put it there, and it was able to help me to count my words and my characters. Okay, so I also had to get my WAEC certificate and my NECO result as well. I got my transcript from my university, got my university certificate, and I also got a recommendation letter. Some schools will ask you for a recommendation letter. Some schools will ask you for a referee. They will ask you for a professional referee and what's that again? They will ask you for a referee though. So, I mean, largely my school did not ask me. So I guess that's why it's not sticking in my head. So they'll ask you for a referee, someone that can vouch for you, right? That you are, somebody of character. Good. So now that we have these basics, right? So what's the next step? Now that you know that, okay, I need this document to be able to apply to schools in the UK, what happens next? Now, you have to choose a course that gives you the opportunity to get jobs as soon as you're done with school. I see people coming here. I mean, for goodness sake, if you're going to spend millions in, that's talking in Naira now, right? Okay, let me not talk in Naira. If you're going to spend thousands of pounds, right, studying a course, then it better be worth it. You can't tell me that you're coming to the UK to study urban planning. I don't know. I don't get like what, especially as an African, to be honest, you need to be able to take a course that helps you. So the reason I'm still going for my marketing, communications, media is because no matter the industry I go into today, I am very much relevant, right? And that's why I'm sticking with it. In fact, I'm even adding tech to it. For those of you who already know that I do that, right? So you need to be able to, there's data analytics, there's data science, there's cloud computing. My goodness, like when I was even searching online, so there's some apps that are native to UK. So even if you're Nigeria, you won't be able to download that app. I downloaded some of them. And even when I was searching for like digital jobs, a lot of them were like data science, data analytics, cloud computing, Amazon AWS this, Microsoft Azure that. Like it was really amazing to see that, okay? So you need to be able to take courses. Now, I'm not saying everybody should go and do data analytics, but maybe a course in, say, business administration, maybe artificial intelligence, maybe, just look for something that will set you apart. Considering what we always say, the future of work, the future of work. You don't want to go and spend millions studying urban planning. That does not give you an advantage, okay? So enough of that. Like I said, so it still boils down to the second line, which is to choose a course that is relevant to the future, right? And then apply to as many schools as possible. All right, good. Now let's move. Let me see. Okay, good. So how to finally choose a school? How do you choose a school, right? Now, let's not forget that I told you that I had actually applied to 6 schools. How was I able to make Cardiff my choice? I'm not saying you should come to Cardiff, but I'm just saying, how was I able to pick Cardiff? Now, you have to choose a school that has affordable school fees. Now, I've seen people that are always, hey, school fees is £12,000. Hey, it's too much. Hey, it's too much. Guys, please, it's too much because you're thinking in Naira. You're thinking in the Nigeria. You are thinking in the Lagos and in the wherever you're located. That's why you think it's too much. But I assure you that when you come over and you get a job that's well paying, it will be easy peasy for you, right? It will be easy peasy for you. So do not be thinking of the school fees in Naira, please don't. So affordable fees. I also looked at schools that had affordable initial deposit, because you're going to pay an initial deposit of your school fees, right? You also look at the cost module, and that's one interesting thing I found out. You may see, marketing in Westminster and marketing in Bournemouth. You'll be shocked that the models will be different. You'll be so shocked. I remember one school, I can't remember the name of the school, but I realized that the school had the marketing course had to do with accounting and all of that. I ran, no, because me and numbers, I'm still learning. I mean, I'm better off now today, as of today, but I won't just go and put myself in that kind of a fix, right? And it didn't quite tailor. I mean, it was marketing, but it didn't quite tailor to the kind of marketing that I really wanted to, go into. More like brand management, that's what I was really, really looking at, So you have to look for a course that has a course that has great course modules. Then it's also important that the school you are in supports you as a Black student. As much as I hate to admit it, this whole black and white story apparently is true. Personally, I have not faced any, white person coming to say, oh, you this, you that, and all of that. And hopefully I don't, because I mean, I don't like to, because everybody's saying, oh, there's racism now. And I don't even want all of, because the whole black and white narrative to me sounds like inferiority complex, especially on the side of the Black people. So I don't even like to look at that story, right? But like I said, we can't totally ignore it. So somewhere in the corner of your heart, you just look for a school that supports you as a Black student. I mean, I never even knew this was a big deal until somebody talked about, excuse me, until somebody, I think somebody is not muted. Let me see. Humans, please. Okay. So until somebody, opened up to me that she regretted, choosing the university she went to. And I'm like, why? Why do you regret? I mean, this school she's in is really very popular. And she said, oh no, they don't care about the Black students there. They don't, they don't. And I'm like, oh wow, really? She said, yeah, they don't care about them. So that she just wished that she, put her money in another school's pocket, and, a school that will actually give everybody equal opportunities. And I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. So you need to be able, and thankfully Cardiff ticks the box for me. So you need to be able to check this out. Then look for a school that actually plans events around getting their students hired. I'm still in my first month of study, right? Okay, yeah, technically it's the first month of study, and we've had companies, Deloitte, all of them come to my school, speaking with us, as communication students. Oh, they want, they look forward to hiring us as, PR specialists, communications, marketing, all these things. They'll come back to see how many of us they can pick to work with them. In fact, some companies have opened up internships, paid internships, right? Some have actually opened up volunteering stuff, paid volunteering jobs, for students to, to take part of, to be a part of. So you need to be able to look for schools that do this as well, because you don't want it to be a case of, oh, you finish school and they just let you go out like that, no support, nothing, no, right? And then look for a school that is located in an affordable but great environment. To be honest, I honestly looked forward to living in London, to be honest. Westminster, yes. I looked forward to living in London. But then London is just like Lagos, height fees. In London, your apartment, your house could just be a very tiny room, and you'll be paying about £1,000 per month. You'll be paying £1,000 per month. Whereas I live where I'm living, I'm paying 250. And I have my sitting room, I have my kitchen, I have my room, I have two lovely housemates, So, I pay 250. So £250 per month. So you need to be able to look, for an affordable environment. Don't worry, all of your fantasies to go to London, to flex, don't worry, you can still do it. You just take a train. Just take a train. Usually it's £5 and you get to London and you'll be okay, right? Good. So I want to give you a quick case study, okay? Now, one of the mistakes that people make. So today, somebody called me. I was like, "Oh, Joy, my school fees is, I think you said, is it £24,000?" And she got a scholarship of £2,000. And I said, drop it. That's not a good deal. Drop it. So I actually used her story as an example today. Drop it. It is not a good deal, right? So the first school tells you, oh, your school fees is £24,000. And because you are so amazing, you're so beautiful and handsome, oh my goodness, you're a great talent, we're giving you £2,000 scholarship. Clap for him, clap for her. And you think it's a good deal. No. And I tell you, your deposit fee is £4,000. Please, can somebody do a quick calculation for us in the comment section? £4,000 multiplied by, let's just leave it at 700, even though I know black market is like 760, 780, right? £4,000 times, okay, good. So that's 3.1 million, you know, that they are asking you for. So, my dear, that's not gonna work. And they say the location is in London. So don't forget that you're not just going to deal with school fees. You're going to deal with high price of accommodation. You're going to deal with high price of every other thing. If somebody is buying, let me say eggs, a crate of egg in London and in Cardiff for say £2, you know, or £1.50, you're buying it for, let me say, £4 in London, right? So you need to be able to put all of that in consideration. So by the time, let me even assume that you now pay the deposit fee and including the scholarship, which is 6,000, subtract it from your £24,000, that you're left with £18,000 to pay. Whereas my lovely self here has a school fees of £17 450, and I have a scholarship of £5,000. I have a deposit fee of £1,000. Can someone please do £1,000? Okay, £1,000 by 700 is 700K, right? And then I'm left with, 11,450. Which one will you choose? Tell me. Tell me in the comment section, because some people don't mind though. To be honest, some people don't mind the London and the expenses, right? They don't mind. So which school will you choose between, which one will you choose, the London school or the Cardiff school? Let me know in the comment section. Okay. All right, Lua, stop drawing on my screen, please. Keep your hands to yourself. Thank you. So you see, Chuk says London for the opportunities. Good. Nice. So I told you some people will still choose their London. They don't mind the expense, right? You know, but me, I know I can still get my opportunities from my house in my Cardiff. So I will generally go for my what? For my Cardiff. Good. So let's move on. Okay. Now, the important thing that you have to know is that you should avoid getting too excited when you get your admission, okay? You have to do all the maths largely because you'll be paying in Naira at first. Because when they ask you to pay your deposit fee, it's Naira now, you pay in Naira, you use your card, right? So you have to be you have to do all the mathematics. I mean, there are schools of £9,000, there are schools of £10,000, £11,000. Oh, please, by all means. I mean, I know a friend of mine that is in Nottingham, you know, I think her school fees is about £9,000, right? So, but Nottingham is in the north. So I wasn't really interested because of course I know it to be so cold. So I wasn't interested in that. Right? So, like I told you, the exchange rate struggle is real. That is largely what you're going to have to deal with, okay? So you're going to have to deal with, today you pay something at 520, tomorrow they're telling you it's 600, and you have to pay. That was my experience, okay? So that's largely what you are going to be fighting against. Now that you have gotten your admission, congratulations. At this point, you have your document, you've applied, you know how to choose the school, you've chosen the school. Now it is time to start your journey. What do you do next? You pay your deposit fee, okay? So in your admission letter, you'll be asked to pay your deposit fee to seal your spot. that is what is going to let them know that you are serious about coming to their school. Okay, so and don't not to worry, the deposit fee is part of your school fees. So if your school fees is say £10,000, right, they'll ask you to pay £1,000, for example, right, to secure your spot. So that means you're left with £9,000 to pay. So that's the first thing that you have to do. Okay, then the next thing that you have to do is to get your CAS. It is called confirmation of studies. All right, so the issuance of this document differs from schools. Okay, some schools will give you this CAS after paying your deposit fee. Like my school gave me my own after paying my deposit fee, while some schools will give you the CAS after you pay the first installment of your school fees. So you need to be able to also research that. Okay, check for it on their websites. Most of these schools have all of that information on their websites, and if it's not there, send them an email to find out. Okay, so please ensure that you watch out for it. Find out if paying, I think in your admission letter they most likely will, they most likely will communicate that. Okay, so you have to find out if you get your CAS after deposit fee or after paying first installments. I will always, I mean, the best bet, of course, is after paying your deposit fee, because you don't want anything to deter you. When you're going for your visa, you are going to have to print out your CAS and, for applying for your visa and all of that. Okay. So before I go ahead, let me know in the comments, are you getting value so far? Let me know in the comment section. If you're getting value, let me know if this is good for you, if you're enjoying it, if it is eye-opening. Don't worry, don't worry, you're going to get a chance to ask me questions. Okay, so good. Thank you so much, guys. Good. Nice. All right, then. So let's continue. So now, after getting your CAS, the next thing that you're going to go for is your tuberculosis test. For some reason, they want you to show them that you don't have tuberculosis. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is. So this tuberculosis test cost 58,700. Guys, please note where you have to spend money. Okay, you already see that. I mean, applying for schools, you do not pay any money. So for anybody that is using money as an excuse, you are on your own. You are simply deceiving yourself. Okay, good. So nobody's asking you to pay money from the beginning. Application is free. Everything is free. If you've not gotten your transcript, if your school says you should pay to get it. Of course, most schools pay to get their transcript. I paid 30,000 naira to get my transcript. So please pay to get your transcript, because you're going to need it. Okay, good. So please note every place that you're going to pay money. All right, and you're not paying anything until you get your admission. You decide this is the school I want to go to. If you're okay with the deposit fee, I mean, I was okay. I mean, University of Sunderland asked me for £2,000. Westminster asked me for £4,000. Bournemouth asked me for £2,000. I think Sterling, the rest of them asked me for £2,000. Cardiff was the only school that asked me for £1,000. So I just knew, okay, this is the school I'm going to go with. Okay, so the first place I had to pay money, aside my transcript, of course, is my deposit fee, which was 700k, or I think I paid that 700 or 720, because the exchange rate then was that 700 or 700 or 720. And that's why I keep telling you about the exchange rates, because when you say, oh, I'm waiting to gather all the money, I waited from last year when pounds was like, I think, was it 400 and 500 and something naira? I did not do it, even though yes, I did not do it then. And then when I was now finally ready this year, the price increased. So I needed more money to top up what I had. Okay, good. So this tuberculosis test costs 58,700 naira. And there's only one place you can do it in Lagos, as Ikeja. There's no other place. And there's the other second place is at Abuja. That's the only place. Only one hospital. You can't just go to any hospital to go and do a tuberculosis test. If not, it will be denied. Okay. There's only one place that immigration has approved for this tuberculosis tests. Okay. Don't worry. You're going to enjoy the crowd as long as you get it done. Okay. So that's it about that. Then after your tuberculosis test, the next thing is the proof of funds. So let me take a minute here now. Let me breathe, because this is the showstopper for a lot of people. Okay, please let me take water. So this is a showstopper for quite a lot of people, because proof of fund doesn't come cheap. Right? The proof of fund doesn't come cheap. Let me know what people are saying in the comment section before I continue. Can you use unofficial transcripts? What does unofficial transcript mean? Because your transcript must be signed and stamped from school. Okay? So I don't know if a transcript can be unofficial. I don't know. Okay, Mrs. said you didn't apply for PTA from the bank. No, I didn't, because things were happening so fast with me, and because I didn't have all of the bulk of the money at once, right? I couldn't wait for the bank was going to take how many days or how many weeks sometimes to even raise PTA. I didn't have that time, so I just needed to do what I needed to do to get things moving. But I mean, if you have bulk of the money, please, by all means, go and raise PTA in the bank. They will give you at, CBN rates instead of black market rates. Exactly. Prince is saying, is there anything as unofficial transcript? Exactly, because I'm confused as well. Please, can we have this recording later? Opeyemi said, yes, soft copy of your transcript is unofficial. No, it's not referred to as unofficial, because it's actually, no. Soft copy is not referred to as unofficial, no. So you definitely need your soft copy, because you need to upload it by yourself, depending on the school though. I went for schools that, needed me to upload it by myself. I didn't want to, because the schools in Sweden that rejected me was largely because of my transcripts. And they said for Nigerians, the school must be the one to send the transcripts to them directly. And then I paid 12,000 naira to my school to send the transcripts, and my transcript was never sent. My transcript was never sent, and the deadline passed, and I lost my chances to go to those schools. So yes, you need your soft copy, please. You need the physical copy. If you have it, hold it. It's your choice, please. Yeah, proof of fund. Yeah. Jamil says remain water for me, no problem. Bell says, do they need official WAEC results? You need your WAEC certificates and the WAEC result as well. Yes, you need all those things, please, because I uploaded mine. Please, where in Ikeja and Abuja can the test be done, please? Okay, we'll share that information. Please, guys, Google PTA. Just type bank PTA. You're going to see. So it's pretty much you telling the bank that, oh, I need X amount of, foreign currency, be it dollars, pounds, euros, and, you give them the Naira equivalent and they give you, foreign currency, right? That's the layman explanation. So, but the good thing about it is that it is given to you in CBN's official rates. So I bought at 720, 750, 760, the bank can give you at 500 if that's their rate. You get, so you have more nairas. Some transcript gets sent directly from the school. What's about giving? I think this is the official you're talking about. Okay. Okay, personal travel allowance. God bless you all for giving them. My brother said PTA can only be given to you when you have paid for flights to and fro. Well, you must have a proof. Now, it mustn't be, I don't think you must have, done flights. I mean, if as a student, if you have your cars, you've paid your deposit fee, you have all those proof. Show it to them, you're a student. I'm sure something can be done. Okay, after paying the initial deposit to the, which I will, when would you be mandated to complete payment? So pretty much the school will give you a payment plan. Like my school has given me a payment plan, and if the payment plan is not conducive for me, I can go and negotiate it and say, okay, instead of making me pay £3,000 per month, I want to pay £1,000 per month. So if the finance team approves it, fine, good. Okay. Okay, good. I think I caught up with all the questions already. Good. So let's move on. Now, proof of funds. This is usually, like I said, the showstopper, the problem. Okay. So now, the mistake that people make is that they don't. I even made that mistake. Someone like Okpayemi on the call will be aware of that mistake, right? Because I waited for too long to put my proof of account, my proof of fund, my funds in the account. And that was largely because I didn't have it at the time. You know, I was running around trying to get it and everything. So, but right from the time that you're issued your CAS, please put, if you know you're already sure, like you have paid your deposit, because of course, for you to get your CAS, it means you paid your deposit fee, right? Good. So it means that you want to take this journey, you want to be on this journey. Good. So right from the time that you get your CAS, please begin to look for funds that you're going to put away in your account so that it starts reading, because that money needs to be in your account for 30 working days. That money is going to be in your account for 30 working days, okay? It takes that they will say 30 working days, but I always advise people to leave the money there till you get your visa, because we had like a case of 2 people that were actually denied visa, and that was because if I remember the story, I just laugh. That was because as soon as the 30 days was over, remember I told you about a backlog. So you in your mind, you'll be thinking, oh, 30 days is over, now my visa is here. But for them, they never even reach your turn. And then by the time they now get to your turn, they'll now realize that the money is not there, that you have removed it, you know? So that was exactly what happened to those guys. Their 30 days was done, you know, but apparently the backlog affected them. And so when, you know, the embassy did their due diligence and everything, one person's account was actually reading 17 naira. Like it was that crazy, you know. So they were denied visa. They didn't give them the visa. So I would advise, and you may get lucky. Like I was lucky. Mine was exactly 15 working days. So the backlog did not affect me, you know. Whereas some of my colleagues that actually came, it affected them. So it just differs, you know. So I'll just advise that you keep the money there till you get your visa, okay? Now, the total cost of your proof of funds should cover your school fees and the money to support you financially, okay? So typically, if you're in London, aside your school fees, right, you need to be able to show them that you have £1,334 per month. So that's 1,334 times 9. You have to have that money in your account. That's times 9 months, or no, they say 9 months, but you can actually do 12 if you want, okay? So £1,334 times 9 months plus your school fees, that money should be in your account, okay? If you're outside London, it's about £1,023 per month for 9 months, okay? Man, it's just crazy, but I mean, that's what it is. You know, personally, mine was about 17 million, right? So, it just stayed there till everything came out. So you may be looking, depending on your school fees, you may be looking at anything between 10 million and above. That's what you're going to be looking for. Okay, good. All right, now that we have done this proof of funds, let's continue. Now, when you've done your proof of funds, right, you need to pay for your health insurance. This is compulsory. You know, you can't run away from it. And the health insurance is about $1,008.54. Okay, that's how much this health insurance costs. If you're coming with your wife and your kids, if you're coming with wife and 2 kids, that is 1,008 times you, your wife, and your 2 kids. That's the money you're going to pay. The same thing with your proof of funds too. You have to show money that's going to be able to take care of everybody. Okay, good. So this health insurance costs about $8,008.54. Then the next thing you have to do is to apply and pay for your visa. Okay, so your visa, the visa costs about $500. Sorry, $501. Okay, that's what the visa costs. So I mean, if you're coming with husband, wife, and children, multiply that cost across board. Okay, good. So that's pretty much how it works. So these are other costs that that came. So this is TLS. I pretty much had to pay this TLS because for me to apply by myself, which was practically free, it was not available. So they made me pay money for me to get a closer date, right? For me to go for my whole visa stuff. So you have to, of course, plan to pay for your flight, plan to pay for your first part payment of your school fees. This is not much of a bother, again, depending on the school. Like for me, for example, I mean, I just received email from my school like yesterday about the first part payment of my school fees. They're not bothering me and I'm here already, okay? So you also have to plan for your accommodation. So accommodation can be expensive. It can, I mean, depends on your taste. Everybody has a taste, right? So like I told you, my own accommodation, even though I consider it a gift from God, it's affordable for me, £250 per month. I initially got one for 550 when I was in Nigeria. I was looking, because they said I was going to pay £550 deposit fee for my accommodation. That's what we call caution fee in Nigeria, right? And then 550 for my first month of stay, But I spoke to a friend about it, and she's like, yo, you don't need to pay 550. I know a place, I got you a place, £250 per month. Amazing. And when I got here, lovely apartment. So you also have to pay for your COVID test. So you're going to take a COVID test in Nigeria. The COVID test in Nigeria costs 72,000 naira. Sorry, not 72, 52,000 naira, right? And it's not like you're going to take it now. You have to take it, I think, 48 hours before you travel. So let me say I was to leave Nigeria tomorrow. I took mine today. I took mine today. Let me say today in the morning. By evening, I got my results. They'll send you your results via email because you need that result in the airport. They're going to ask you for it, okay? Then while I was in Nigeria, I also paid for my COVID test in the UK. So you have to pay for your day 2 and day 8 COVID tests in the UK, right? And I mean, if you don't have a place where you're going to quarantine for the 10 days, it means you have to pay for a hotel, all right? So in my own case, I mean, I already had an apartment, so I didn't need to stay in a hotel. I just went straight to my apartment, and the COVID test, cost around £70 to about £200. So mine was £70, right? For the 2 tests though. So it's not as if it's separate. The £70 covers day 2 and the day 8. I also know somebody that paid £100 and something, but it just differs. It depends on the company that you're using, okay? So of course, shopping, you have to get some things, especially food stuff. Especially food stuff, please. So you have to get all those things. Maybe your soap. I mean, when my friends were telling me, oh Joy, you don't need to shop for all those things, me, I was like, well, though my mindset was, which is not wrong, I didn't want to come here and start spending a lot of money, considering that I'm even changing money from naira. It's not as if I'm earning in the currency, right? So I shopped for some things, right? But I mean, if you can, fill your box with food stuff, a whole lot more food stuff than clothes and all those things. Please bear with me. They're having a time outside. So you should also, I mean, transportation is also something that you may want to have a budget for. Transportation is not so expensive here, you know. I mean, there's some places. I mean, there's some places that you're going to 2 hours, a 2 hours trip, you may be paying like £3, you know. So, Abby, so it's affordable. Then you may want to have some cash at hand, which is very something I'm very grateful for. You know, I had some nairas in my account as at the morning I was traveling, you know, and I'm like, what am I even holding this naira for? Thankfully, we had money exchange services in the airport. I just went there, told them I want to change all the money in my account, you know. So right there and then I changed everything, and I was so grateful because coming when I landed in London, I needed to take a train, you know. So imagine I didn't have my rail card. So imagine I didn't have cash. I would have been stranded, okay? And then maybe miscellaneous money. If you're the type that likes Friday movie nights, all those rishi, you can have it in your budget if you like. Okay, good. So let me pause at this time and see what's going on in the comment section. Someone said, oh, this money, there is God. Oh. Okay. Jamil said, you mean complete school fees? I don't understand. Chief, 70 million. Yes, so 70 million for proof of funds. Julia said, would there be a refund of funds when peradventure you are denied visa after making your initial deposit? Yes. If you are denied visa, there will be a refund. No, there's some sort of refund. Okay, not denied visa. I think is if, let me verify this information because there was a recent incident. So somebody was supposed to school at Bristol, right? So it happens that, so UWI at Bristol, and Bristol happens to be very strict with their whole process for school and everything. So pretty much the lady, what's it called? She resumed late, and Bristol said, oh, because you're resuming late, we don't want you. Wait till next year, you know? Unlike me now, my school. See, the time my school resumed September, but I came in October, right? So she herself will get a refund because it wasn't like she was denied visa. She got the visa, right? So it was just that the school said no. So I think the school is also going to push for her to be refunded. So, but if you're denied visa, I don't think there's a refund because you're denied visa. No, there's no refund. I don't think so. Jamil says, I'm already vaccinated. Do I still need a COVID-19 test? Yes, you do. Yes. In Nigeria, yes, you do need a COVID test. So the only thing, okay, no, in Nigeria, of course, if you are fully vaccinated, that means you have your certificate now, your vaccination certificate. So that's what you need to show at the airport to show that you're fully vaccinated, right? And when you come into Nigeria, when you come into the UK, you don't need to do the day 2 and day 8 tests, okay? You may as well just show that you just show them a certificate. But the downside is that you don't know if they approve of the vendor you used. That's usually the problem, right? That's usually the problem. So you need to read that up. Why take COVID test when you get vaccinated? I think I've answered that question. Yeah, they used to say that people from Africa don't count, but recently they counted us in. You no longer need to quarantine. Exactly. So if you're fully vaccinated, you no longer need to quarantine for 10 days and you can only take 1 day test. True. Absolutely true. Thank you, Bibian. Faith says, all this money, there is God. Oh. Yes, so. Ola says, is bioinformatics a great course? I don't know what that is. The tech visa, when will you discuss that? Just keep an eye next week. The school will appeal on your behalf. Good. Yes. The school will appeal on your behalf. Good. And that's only if you've been denied visa on legitimate reasons. If not, just like I said, that lady was not allowed because, you know, she was late, so they will refund her. But aside that, nah. Okay. What if you don't have any certificate at all? How can you travel there? You do the COVID test. When you come here, you do your 10 days quarantine and also do the day 2 and day 8 test. Simple. Good. So just like Faith Obafemi, all this money, I don't have all that money. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? All this money that's being called. Yeah. I felt the same way as well until I started taking the step. Like I told you, I didn't have all the bulk of the money, but for every step, I just knew I wanted this and I had to work hard. Okay, I had to work. Some of you maybe some of you may have like paying jobs that pay you salary. I mean, if you don't have a side gig, maybe it's time for you. I mean, if you know how to build a website, for example, create content, maybe it's time for you to start doing more of that. Okay, so that you can stack this money and just begin. Like I said, you don't have to have all the bulk of the money. So just imagine, oh, it's time for me to do my tuberculosis test. Okay, I need 52K. Okay, I go and do my 52K test. When I'm done, okay, I need to pay deposit fee. Oh, how much is it? 700K. Okay, I work towards it and I pay it. Okay, so you have to bear all of that in mind. Okay, and paying your deposit fee has a deadline. Oh, please, it has a deadline. So you need to also pay attention to that when they send you an email. Okay, so there's the path to courage, of course, and there's a path to fear, but you have to choose what you want, okay? So you have to decide that this is what you really want. You have to take your very first step. I need to ensure that this thing is, okay, it's still recording, good. You have to take your very first step, okay, and then plan your finance to be able to achieve each step, okay? And then, like I said, upskill to get a good paying job so that you, okay, upskill to get a good paying job you can do as a student. One of the things, the good things my friends did for me, because I mean, a lot of my friends here gave me so much support while I was in Nigeria, right? Part of the things they did for me was to, you know, say, okay, Joy, okay, you have a great skill, that's good. In fact, while I was in Nigeria, they were already sending me like platforms, apps, you know, keep all these apps, keep all these links. When you come here, you're going to apply, you know, to start getting gigs on all these platforms, right? Because they already know the kind of skills that I have: content creation, website design, podcast editing, video editing, all those things. They are doing well here. You will make good money. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions before we go ahead? Okay, somebody is asking for the cost incurred aside the 17 million. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's do this. I will show you another screen right about now. Just give me a sec. Okay. Good. Let me know if you've been getting value, guys, in the comment section. Me, I've been having fun. I have been having fun. Just hold on, please. Can I apply this to other countries? No, please. Every other country has their own stuff. So you need to be able to look through and see what it is that what they require, you know. So you can't use UK's method for Canada. You can't use Canada's method for Germany. You can't use Germany's method for Sweden. They're all different. They all require different stuff. So for example, Canada is going to ask you for IELTS, you know. UK will ask you for IELTS, but if you can prove that you speak good English, you write in English, you study in English, they'll let you. They'll let it pass. So you can actually waive it. That's why a lot of people don't know about UK schools. You can waive it. It's called a waiver. You can waive it, okay? Okay, good. So let me share my screen so that you see my financial sheets. Someone said, can one apply for part-time? No, it's full-time. It's full-time. I think there's some courses that you can actually do, but it's going to take you about 2 years. So, but from what I'm hearing, they won't give you visa. So you need to do full-time. How safe and conducive is Wales compared to other parts of the UK? Oh, absolutely beautiful. I've been able to go from Newport to Cardiff, and I mean, I've not done a lot of, you know, moving around because I'm currently in my quarantine, right? But I mean, so far so good. It's been absolutely amazing. The good thing is, I mean, so far so good. Like I told somebody, so far so good. There are just some things that used to be a problem for me when I was in Nigeria, right? I don't get to, I find myself, I see that I'm not killing myself about those things anymore, right? So internet, lights, generator noise, all those things. It's a serious mindset shift. Well, let me show you the sheet though. Okay, can you see my screen, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know quickly. Can you see my screen? Guys, type in the comments. So can you see my screen? Okay. So, okay, good. You can all see it. That's amazing. So, this was something I created while I was planning, while I was doing everything I was doing, because I needed to just keep track, and see. So as you can see, I did my cost in pounds, dollars, and naira, because these were the three currencies I spent while planning, right? While planning. So as you can see here, personal statements, no cost, admission, no cost, paid school's deposit fee, £1,000. So the naira cost was 720,000 and the rate was 720. Okay. So you can see the TB test, you can see the proof of fund. So now the reason it's in red is what I used to do then is once it's done, I say, oh, done, in progress, looking for cash, budget. You get, so that's what I was doing, right? So all of those ones are done, as you can see. I've not had the time to okay, so let me do the total like this now and see what is going to give me. All this one I've just done like this in naira. Let me see if I can see the cost, because this Zoom something is blocking my screen. Let me see. Okay, I think I'll just do the calculation really, but what I was telling you about exchange rates, you see these two I highlighted, right? Pay for health insurance, pay for visa. This was just 2 days apart, 2 days apart, and I had to pay more. So I paid here at 532, my exchange rate was 532, and here was 538, okay? My deposit fee was paid at the rate of 720, but my school fees and every other thing, including my accommodation, everything, all the monies I converted was at 760. So you see what I'm telling you, as you keep telling yourself that, I'm going to, I need more time, okay? So as you can see here, so I think so far so good. Everything I spent is telling me from this figure now, it's telling me that I spent about one point something million from this figure here. This is not the total amount because I've not imputed some things here. Did I impute my flight fee? Okay, good. Yeah, I did. Okay, okay. I've not imputed my flight fee, so I need to change this figure. So 1.52 million is what it took me, right? Good. So you can see this sheet. I had to create it to be able to just say, okay, I need to know what it's costing me and all those things, right? I also need to be able to change my accommodation because I've not changed the rates to the 250 I have now, okay? My feeding, I did my feeding at £150 per month. And I think this month we've just spent, how much? £47. So I've not even spent up to £100, right? And I have like one beautiful afang soup, rice, jollof rice, fruits of all sorts, milk, juice, biscuits of all sorts, popcorn, bread, like eggs, everything I want is in my fridge. And I've not even spent up to £100. Another trick to helping me to cover my feeding costs is my housemates. Okay, so because we are three of us in a flat, because it's a three room flat, right? Because we are three of us, we split the food money. Okay, so if in a month we're saying, okay, our bill for food is our bill for food for this month is £60. So instead of one person bringing the entire £60, this person brings 20, this person brings 20, the other person brings 20, and voila, money is complete. Shopping, hooray, right? So that is my secret to cutting my food costs. Okay, so let me see if there are any other questions. Let me see. Can you change the fonts to color to white so it's readable? Okay. How do I start doing that one? Okay, I'll do that. Then exchange rate for your deposit fees was 720. I think others can use Form A from banks to pay school fees and get pounds at CBN rates. Exactly. Yeah. Like I told you, I went black market because I had a timeline. I needed to ensure I was in school by September. Thankfully my school was not so strict. They understood and they created even online study for us. So I was going to school while I was even in Nigeria. I was attending lectures, right? So, and even till now, I've not gone to see my school physically. I don't know what my school looks like physically till now. I've been doing online studies, right? So they were kind enough, but unlike some schools, like I told you, UWI Bristol, they didn't do that for their people. So like I told you, these are the things that you need to check. Schools that will be very lenient with you. Okay. What's a recommended flight to use when coming to the UK? So when I was coming, I used Virgin Atlantic. I was done. My first love, of course, was British Airways, but British Airways was going to cost me about a million naira, and my next option was Qatar Airline, but Qatar was going to go to Doha. Is it Doha also in Dubai? UAE, and so 6 hours to that place, and then we're going to wait for 8 hours at the airport. Then they'll now bring us here. So that was pretty much going to take 24 whole good hours, right? So I remember, God, like the miracle of that my flight, because I left on the 20th, and even like on the 18th, 19th, we're still talking about, okay, on the 18th, yeah, we're still like, oh, which flight, which no flight, which flight, which no flights. It was so crazy. But I later settled for Virgin Atlantic. Virgin Atlantic, okay, I think it's here now. Virgin Atlantic cost me 337 naira, 988 kobo. And I enjoyed the flights, to be honest. And the person who sat by me too was really lovely, So I enjoyed the flights. It was really good, very smooth, 6 hours, very lovely air hostesses. They wanted to finish me with food. Upon it was economy, but they wanted to finish me with food, So yeah, that was it. Do you mind sharing your video, Joy? What do you mean by my video? I don't understand. Is it advisable to engage traveling agencies for the process, or you were able to do everything by yourself? Now, this is a very interesting question, right? I engaged people, and it was a mix of myself and people, because this was the first time I was going to do this by myself. But like I told you, if you remember earlier, I said something about my friends. I have my friends here in London. Okay, I've got like 2 in Bristol, 1 in Cardiff, 1 in London. Like they put themselves all out to assist me with information that I needed, because I remember, I think it was about 4 or 5 days to my coming. Somebody just called me and was like, hey, Joy, you need to get a police report. They said that there's some kind of jobs that you want to get, and you cannot get that job if you don't have a police report. He said, it's just 5,000 naira. I'll send you the number of the police officer I used. They'll do it for you. It's at Akbombo. I said, okay, no problem. Thank you for the information. As soon as he dropped, I just called a friend of mine in Bristol, and I was like, yo, see what I'm hearing. Oh. Is this true? And he's like, don't answer anybody. That's false information. What do you need a police report for? Like, heck, the UK government doesn't even respect our police report because they know we always doctor those things. Don't answer the person. And I'm like, okay, good, finished. You get. So, I mean, if you can afford travel agencies, consultants, thought leaders in this space, please, by all means, do, so that you don't make mistakes, okay? So please, how do we get the recording? So don't worry, you will get the recording. Yeah, Doha, exactly. Doha, thank you so much, Chinedu. Yep, Doha, good. You skipped the question about HND. Kindly retype it. I'm sure it's up above. Was it return or just one way? Yeah, it was one way. I didn't do return because I have no plan to return. I don't. Allow me to be Raz. I don't have no plan to return. So I did one way. Take me to the promised land. Don't mind me, guys. So it was just one way. I didn't do return because, like I said, I got no plans. How did you raise your 17 million? I paid for it. I paid for it. Okay, so there are people that do this proof of fund business, right? And I mean, it's part of things I'm going to talk to you about after the questions, of course. I met someone that was charging 5% of the total amount. So if you want 17 million, your fee, the amount you're going to pay is 5% of 17 million. I saw somebody of 4 point something, you know, and I saw somebody that just gave me a flat fee, 350K, no matter the amount, you know.
That is straightforward. Or slip.
Okay. So I saw somebody, please can we mute ourselves? I don't know why I can hear somebody talking. Okay, good. So I met someone who was like, oh, the fee is just, you know, 350K flat rate, no matter the amount. And I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. That's good. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna see, you don't need to raise up to 70 million for proof of funds. There are companies, banks that loan people the proof of funds. Yeah, true that. Did you use family and friends or agencies? For what exactly, please? Do you have any traveling agency you can recommend? Okay, traveling agency to book your flights or what? I don't know. I can recommend Allure Travels, because also there's one Akachi Travels as well. When I was struggling to get an affordable flight, these were the two agencies that I ran to, and they just helped me with their rates, their fees. You report me to the president, please. Oh, so apart the proof of funds, are there ways around it? Take, for instance, the person doesn't have such amount in his own account. Yeah, sure. Like I said, people pay for such services. People can do that for you, okay? And I mean, that's why I'm even having this this session, because I was able to build that network as well, because two people dropped off from my school. Please, who is this person that is always unmuting themselves? Do I take you away? Good Lord. So what was I even saying? I lost my line of thoughts. Okay, yeah, long and short, the people that okay, yes, I was saying two people dropped off from my school because of proof of funds. Two people, Nigerians, they couldn't make it. They couldn't, like, it was really so sad. Like, I even see my contact, pay money. They didn't have that kind of money, you know. So these are the issues, my people. Please, can you recommend the guy that gave you the flat rate? Don't worry, I'm gonna do all of that for you. What's the opportunity for people with HND? Is it same process, or one needs to do some sort of conversion? It's the same process. pretty much, it's pretty much the same process. No subtraction, no addition. As long as the important thing is let what you're going to do tally with what there has to be some form of connection. For example, so let me say I'm coming from a biochemistry background and I want to study marketing. I have to show why I'm all of a sudden going into marketing. I mean, even if it is not by study, I have to show that, okay, in my line of work, I've been doing marketing, this, and that's why I'm going for marketing. I don't know if you get my point. So HND is also fine. Say Memuna, yes, for the flight, health insurance, another process you earlier highlighted. Don't worry, I'm going to show you everything at the end because it's actually something that we can do for you as well, okay? Please share the details of the person offering. Don't worry, we're here. After graduating though, what next? How do we keep on staying since that's the plan? Yo, bro, you've got 2 years. I mean, before even planning to come abroad, don't you have a plan? Or you just want to fly and come to the abroad? No, you must have a plan, right? Personally, I wanted to leave Nigeria because number one, the environment was no longer conducive. Every day having to hear answers, shoot this, shoot that, the government this, the government that, Anambra this, IPOP that, Boko Haram this. I was tired of such stories because my mates in first world countries are getting into, they're making policies, they're becoming policy makers, they're becoming stakeholders in industries, building robots, doing stuff. And then every day you tell me that on October 20, I should go and protest at Lekki Toll Gate. No, I'm sorry, I'm growing old, okay? I ain't got that time. I'm growing old, so I'm learning to choose my battles, right? So definitely, I'm sure you must have a plan. Okay, so I mean, you have a whole year of study while you're here, and you have 2 years after study. Now, wow, that's like 3 whole years for you to decide, okay, am I leaving? Am I not leaving? Am I staying? Am I not staying? If I'm not staying, which country am I relocating to? Maybe you don't like the UK, that's fine. Which country will I now move from here? I mean, okay, am I getting a job? What kind of job do I want to get? You network, haba. So, my dear, good. Does this path lead to PR or citizenship? So when you're coming through school, you have to be able to, like I said, the 2 years after, it does. So that 2 years that you even stay in the UK does not count for the number of years for your citizenship, So you have to be able to, get a job, be able to upgrade your visa and all those things for it to start counting for you. You stay the number of years and then start working towards applying for your PR or citizenship. Does that answer your question? Okay. So I think I've answered all the questions I've seen here. So, I mean, after studies with the student's visa, I can get a job and upgrade to work visa or something. Yeah, sure, you can. Yeah, definitely. The thing about UK is that, for example, now, if I want, after my school and I want to get a job next year, I have to start applying now, this year. So the UK is not like Nigeria where, you want to get a job next month, you start applying this month, before you know it, hooray, job has come. No, the UK is not like that. If you know you want to get a job in the UK next year, when you land, start applying for jobs after school. Like me, I already know that I'm going to start applying for jobs this year as against next year after school. Okay, so that's how the UK system is. Good. All right, guys. I gotta change my screen. Let me see. Good. This is where we are. Please, if you've gotten value so far, let me know in the comment section, please. I want to be sure that you guys totally understand the process and you are excited about your next step, okay? Please, does it mean that the guarantee for a PR or citizenship, there must be a secure job? I mean, even in Canada, if you're not giving them value, why are you staying back? You must be able to contribute now, so you have to be able, if you say, maybe you want to take on technician visa, good. If you say you want to do entrepreneur visa, fine. If you say it's investment visa you want, please, by all means do. But just ensure that you upgrade from the student visa. That's the most important thing. Okay? Good. That's the most important thing. All right, guys. So let me just take you through, because I actually have all of the questions you've been asking, right? I, teamed up with some very good people here, because I shared my story this evening with my housemate who happens to be working with me on this project. In one way or the other, some of you are going to, see her. Okay. So I shared my story and I told her, man, that it's not as if people don't want to go. People do want to leave, but all these stumbling blocks, for example, proof of funds, even when I landed in London, I know how I suffered because internet went off my phone. Internet went off my phone. I couldn't call, and I was finding it difficult to connect to the airport's internet. My phone, for some funny reason, could not connect to the airport's internet. Okay, so what my saving grace was that, I just went to, there's a corner of the airport where I saw a lady and a guy selling Sims. So I went to meet them and I'm like, yo, no, I got close and I saw another Nigerian who was on my flight asking them that he was going to Newport. And I'm like, oh, you're going to Newport? I'm also going to Newport. Do you mind if we go together? And he's like, yes. Imagine in a place you've never been to before. So we had to, even my train ticket was so expensive, and that's because I did not know, because my friends were like, oh, more if you had, if we had known, if we could reach you that time, you know. And that's the need for a landing service, because people should not just land in a place for the first time and they're just, oh my goodness, what do I do next? Oh, I don't know what to do next, you know. So all those things, even finding affordable accommodation, these are things that I experienced and my friends helped me with. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's do this. You guys helped me, and it was really a great experience. Let's see how we can help other people too. So we decided to create Muve, okay, a platform where we pretty much help you move to the UK effortlessly. For now, we're starting with the UK, and we're currently in talks with people who have moved to Canada and Germany as well, for those who want to move to those countries. But for now, we are starting our journey with you to the UK. All right. So we actually offer relocation services, so education relocation service. And what does this mean? Right. So for as many of you that I need someone to assist me, this is where we assist you. We go through the process of working out the relocation. We're going to be doing it for you, pretty much telling you the process. You do it by yourself, but we're telling you, okay, this is the next step. And the beautiful thing about our process is that it is an accountability process. Okay, so you're not doing it alone. Everybody is together, right? And we're saying, okay, good, you guys need to do this now. Okay, do this now. This is the next step until you see yourself here. Okay, so like I said, we set up an accountability system with timelines to make sure that you do not do this work alone. We have a Telegram community already where we have few persons there already. The moment you make payments, you enter that group, finish. And what do you get? Access to a community working towards the same goal as you, access to a process that makes it easy for you to implement, access to our templates and checklists, so all of the sheets, even the sheets that I had that I used to, do all of my shopping, right? The things that you need to do the moment you land in the UK, all of that, I have it documented for you already, okay? If you come into the UK and you need a place to quarantine, we can help you with that as well. It may cost you something small, it may not cost you anything at all, who knows, but we got you, because like I told you, this is pretty much from my experience, and I don't want anybody to have to suffer so much raising plenty money to do this, okay? So, but one thing that we guarantee is that you will get your admission and you will move to the UK as long as you're committed to the process, okay? So the fee for this is actually 150,000 naira, but tonight we are opening it up at 30,000 naira. Okay. From after this night, throughout this weekend, it will be open, but at 50,000 naira. And after this weekend, it goes back to 150. Okay, good. We already have two people that paid us at 150. So this is just a steal. All right, good. Proof of fund service. For all those of you that were asking me for proof of fund service, yes, we can do it for you. Okay, whatever amount it is that you need, let us know. We are going to process the whole thing for you, ensure that your money is there till you get your visa. Okay, we have our timelines. Usually we say, okay, 30 working days, we work with that. Okay, and then if it is a delayed, we do another 15 days grace before the money is pulled out. Definitely in 45 days, your visa is definitely out. So we got you in proof of funds as well. Okay, then we do school sourcing. So I mean, people still want us to be able to help them to say, oh, can you please give me a list of schools that are very affordable? You know, we'll do all the research for you, your course, everything, give you the list of the affordable schools, okay, and send it to you for you to now do your for you to now do your selection, make your decision. And that service costs 30,000 naira only. We also do accommodation sourcing, okay, for people. So like I told you, if you're looking for an affordable place to stay, all right, you want shared apartments, you want a place alone, no problem, we got you. We are going to do it for you, and that service costs 50,000 naira. We're going to send you all of the pictures, the location, everything. You now make your decision, make payments. And see, the reason I personally decided that this service was going to be there was because one person got scammed in my group, in my school group, okay, a Nigerian, because he paid for his admission from Nigeria to an agent who he does not know till date because money has gone. Okay, so he paid 350 pounds, right? I don't know how much the rent was. 350 pounds. I don't know how much he paid for deposit, and that money was gone. But with us, you don't have any worries. We are your link, no problem. We'll work it out for you. Then of course, we do personal statement writing. Okay, your personal statement, if you need somebody to work it out for you, write you a winning personal statement, we do that for you at 40,000 naira. And then we have a community called Settle In Community. This is one of the biggest gifts I got. It's one of the biggest gifts I got. You know, some people, me knowing people in my area, even though I was just coming to the UK, I'm able to go shopping with people. You know, the other day I went on a movie night. You can imagine. So it's just a one-time fee of 10,000 naira to join the group. Okay, and so that's all that we bring. So if you're in the education relocation service, of course they are part of some of these there are some of these benefits you're going to get. So for example, if you're in the relocation education service, you don't need to pay for the settling community. You have instant access already. Okay, so that's it about it. If you want to learn more about us, please go to move2.card.co. The link is right there on the website. Okay, and if you need to chat with us on WhatsApp, please, that is the WhatsApp link. I'm just going to type it for you in the comments. And if you have any questions at this time, please ask, okay? Because we will be closing the curtains very soon. So this is the if you have questions at this time, guys, it's time to ask. And if you enjoyed it, please tell me thank you in the WhatsApp group so that I can feel good, okay? Settling community, is it just in Wales or all parts of the UK? Yes, all parts of the UK, all parts of the UK, okay, all parts. So that's the WhatsApp group for you to chat with us on WhatsApp, okay? And the website link, I'm just gonna type it for you as well. Oh, I just realized that the WhatsApp link is not hyperlinked. That's because I didn't put the HTTPS. Please, ask your questions. Yeah, so that works now. So please copy the link. If you need to chat with us on WhatsApp, just copy it and paste and chat us up already. Let us know that you came from this webinar tonight, in case you want to take advantage of especially the education relocation service. Okay. Thank you so much, Chooks. He said I enjoyed the session. You made this easy to follow. Okay. Oh, link is not working. Okay, just give me a sec. Let me just quickly copy it from here. Just give me a sec, please. Let me see. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's the WhatsApp link. I think it should be working now. So please just click on it, drop us a hi, and we will. Please, how much to process the proof of fund? I said 350K. I mentioned it here on the call. So it's 350,000 Naira to process the proof of funds, regardless of the amount, okay? And for you to be able to do the proof of funds, please get ready. Of course, when you send a message, if you're interested in the service, we'll definitely let you know, okay? Because of course, we can't put it in your account. So it may need you to open a new account. Of course, we're going to direct you on how you're going to open that account. We move the money and you're going to see how it is going to run, okay? Because you know we can't trust people these days, right? We don't want to run away with people's money. Yeah. So that's our website address, guys. Thank you so much. Iken says you're such a good communicator. Thank you so much. And guys, I honestly look forward to welcoming each and every one of you to the United Kingdom. To be honest, it's been a great experience so far. And I was telling my friend this evening that Nigerians are very intelligent people. They are very, very innovative people, you know, and that they deserve good stuff, you know, because when you have an enabling environment, you just thrive naturally. You just do well naturally, right? Your thought process is going in the right directions. Okay, Julia says, I saw an opening of a part-time program in a university in Doncaster. It's a 2 years program actually, and you will only attend lectures twice or thrice in a week. So my question is, if you eventually apply for such program, will you be allowed to look for a job you can be doing within those lecture-free days? Of course, of course. So I'm doing my master's. I don't get to go to school every day. I think my lecture is about 3 times in a week, right? And I have 20 hours in a week to work as a student. I must not pass it. If I pass it, wahala, right? So, but I have 20 hours in a week to work. So yeah, you can work. And see, guys, the opportunities are endless, right? Even, you can, if your classmate in the university says, oh, I realized you can build a website, can you build a website for me? And you collect the money. I think concern the government with the 20 hours, because hello, it's a side hustle. Right? So that's not a problem. Oh, thank you so much, Dia Samuel. Thank you. Are you calling the WhatsApp line? You should send messages. Is anybody having issues with the WhatsApp line? Please let me know. Does anybody have issues with the WhatsApp? You could just click and it takes you directly to that. So let me quickly even test it again and see, because it works perfectly. Please let me know if you have issues. What do you think? Somebody said, the link is working fine. So good, yeah. So please, I'm going to paste it again. So that's it. For those that are having issues, please just click on it and it takes you directly to the WhatsApp. I'm not calling. I sent some messages, but I'm here to get a reply. Haba, Chibundo, Chris Ogu. Hello, I'm here talking to you. Hello. Don't worry, you're going to get a response, okay? Jamil, yay! Yes, we're definitely going to see in the UK next year. I mean, even if you don't want to pay for the UK, for the education relocation service, you don't want to pay for, see guys, the community, money exchange service, travel tours, you know, sharing ideas. I mean, let me say you have, you want someone to help you with your dissertation, surveys, that's the best place you need. Okay, so please, even if you don't pay for the rest, you definitely need the, this thing. Israel says, just send me a WhatsApp message if you're interested in the community, okay? Just let me know. But the community thing, just because you're attending this session, doesn't mean, so the community is really, really vetted, because, I mean, you have to have been 80% sure, 90% sure, not just in thought, but in the process that you're going to be in the UK, okay? Good. Someone said, Israel says, what do you think about RGU? Heard anything about it? What is RGU? Please, can you write it in full? Thank you. Jamil, see you next year, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for this amazing session. I personally had fun speaking with you guys, and you all are so engaging. Thank you for being an engaging audience. I'm going to paste the links, you know, in the WhatsApp groups, okay? And I mean, if you feel like you don't want to be in the WhatsApp group, because that WhatsApp group is going to be free, okay? It's just going to be there so that whenever you're ready, you can reach out to me and all of that. I may not be saying much there already, okay? So I'm just going to leave it, because I understand the whole emotion, the whole thing that comes with moving. I get it, okay? So I'm going to leave it free for your sake. I'll put the link there, lock up the group so that nobody is going to be talking plenty. If you want to send it, say it to me, chat me up. Make sure it's a very, very constructive thing. Okay, so the video, I'm going to also make the video available. I'll paste the link, everything for you, dear. All right, are we good? Thank you. Elona Erezi, thank you so much. The energy and excitement is contagious. I feel like even giving you a hug, because I'm feeling your energy too. Harold says, can we get 1 year loan from you guys to help pay for fees? Nope. We are not the bank. We don't do loans. But the good thing is that there are actually student grants that you can get here to help with your fees. You can, there's some scholarships that happen on campus that you may not hear of while you're in Nigeria, right? And that's why I say affordable school. So if you can pay for the school sourcing, we can help you with the school sourcing. Tell us your course, tell us your background, tell us what you want. We'll source for schools and give you options, affordable schools. See, just because you're seeing 9,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds, your chest should not fly out from your body. No, not yet, okay? You will pay it. Are we not Nigerians? We can hustle. Unless you are lazy. We can hustle. That's not a problem. Chibuno says, when are we having the tech visa session? It's going to happen next week, and I'm going to inform you. Can I join the community when I enter the UK, or must I do it here from Nigeria? I mean, if you're in the UK, that's fine, okay? That's fine. If you're doing it from Nigeria, just make sure that you already have your visa, your Orishi, you are sure to enter, you know? That's the only way we'll allow you, because we need to be very, very sure it's also a safe community. We don't want anybody, we don't want people everywhere, okay? HK Cassidy says, how much is school sourcing? School sourcing is actually 30,000 naira. Okay, we can do all of that for you. Source for affordable schools for you, and send you all of the options, and then you apply. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to be ending this session now. If you have any questions, feel free to chat me up on WhatsApp, okay? Yeah, you have the WhatsApp link, please. This is the business link. Chat us up there. Whatever questions you have, we are going to take it, okay? Good night and have a lovely, lovely evening.